All right, folks, time for our Module 5 notes to continue. Today we're looking at Module 5, Lesson 7, Volume and Word Problems. Got our name and number up in the corner. I already have the Roman numeral for you, a 5 with 2 more, so there's our Roman numeral 7. I also have A in here already because it's a little unusual. Normally I dive right into vocabulary or something like that. But for today's lesson, I mostly want to focus on how you format your answer, how you write it down. A lot of times, put the number, put a box around it, we're good to go. But we need to start spending a little more time practicing explaining our answer. How did we get it? Why do we know it's right? Because on state tests, you need to be able to do this as you get older. In middle school and high school, you need to be able to do this. We're going to practice. Now, the format I'm about to show you is not the only possible way to do this, but I like it because it's 3 basic parts. Okay? The first part is the answer. Okay? You just give the answer. Give the answer and restate the question. Now, usually you're going to restate the question first. If it says, what is the volume of this? You are going to start by saying, the volume of this is, and then give the answer. Okay? You're going to give the answer and restate the question in a complete sentence. In a complete sentence. So actually, sorry folks, let's capitalize and we'll make this a complete sentence too. Give the answer and restate the question in a complete sentence. Now for a lot of you, you might be thinking, okay, that's pretty basic, but that's not it. Give the answer and restate the question. You want to start with that because you definitely want your reader to know that you have the correct answer. You want it to be very clear and easy to see. But you also want to prove that you understand how you got there. You want to prove that you know how to solve not just this problem, but other problems like it. So the next thing you want to do is give the process. Now this is where you get to pretend you're the teacher. This is where you are going to explain how you would solve any problem of this type. Explain the procedure. Explain the procedure for solving this type of problem. Now what that means, if it's asking for volume like they will be today, you explain how you solve any volume problem. If it's asking for area, you explain how you would solve an area problem. If it's asking you to find 1/3 of a whole number, a fraction of a whole number, how do you solve a fraction of a whole number problem? Do not give the numbers at this point. You want to talk in terms. Multiply the fraction times the whole number or something like that. You're just giving the process. You're proving that you could solve any type or any of these type of problem. Okay? If I give you a volume, you're showing me that you can solve a volume. If I give you something else, I think you get the idea. Now, for number 3, the last sentence. This should be a complete sentence too. Okay. They should all be complete sentences. For the last part. Okay. After the process, this last part is where you show your work. Show the work. Okay. Show the numbers and operations you used to solve this item. Okay. Show the numbers and operations that you used to solve this item. Now this is the basic format. This is the basic format. I am going to go down now and we're going to do one together. Like I said, I'm going to try to make the problem itself pretty basic. Okay. Let's do an example, because most of it is going to be focused on how we record the answer. Okay. So let's do an example. Okay. All right. Let's say that Ren is building a box. Exciting. Ren is building a box. It will be 6 inches long, 9 inches wide, and 4 inches high. Probably a good point to tell you if it says tall, that's the height also. Okay. 4 inches high. What will be the volume of the box? Oh, question mark, Mr. Landry. My goodness. What will be the volume of the box? Go ahead and copy that down. Pause it if you need to. We are going to solve this problem. A lot of you already know 6 times 4 times 9, multiply them together. But remember, for this one, we need to focus on the format. Now, obviously, I still have to do the calculations. So I know volume is length times width times height, which means the volume is the length, 6 inches, times the width, 9 inches, times the height, 4 inches. Well, if I do these two first, that's my base area after all. If I find my base area, then I know that'll be 54 inches squared, inch times inch, times 4 inches. And maybe I could do that in my head, but why bother? 54 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16. Carry the 1. 4 times 5 is 20. 21. Okay. So volume is 216 inches cubed, or cubic inches. Now again, we have an answer. I could box it up. That's what I've been having you do all year. But let's practice writing it out properly. We need to be able to justify our answers. Okay? So the first part of the format is to restate the question. What will be the volume of the box? The volume of the box will be 216 cubic inches. In a complete sentence, I have answered the question. By restating it, I am proving not only to the reader, but to myself that, yeah, I'm looking at the right thing. I am answering the correct thing. What will be the volume? The volume will be 216 inches cubed. Now, step 2, I have to explain the procedure. Be the teacher. The volume of the box will be 216 inches cubed. To find the volume of a... Now I know I'm finding the volume of a box, but specifically this is a rectangular prism. So I'm going to say to find the volume of a prism, I won't make you write rectangular right now. To find the volume of a prism, we multiply length times width times height. We write that out because that is how you find the volume of any rectangular prism. Man, I really feel like I should have written rectangular there. I'll trust that you'll remember. To find the volume of a rectangular prism, we multiply length times width times height. That's any rectangular prism problem. Okay. For this one in particular, for this box, we multiply 6 inches times 9 inches times 4 inches, which we know equals 216 inches cubed. Now the end of this sentence is a little bit of a cheat because we go ahead and we turn it into a number sentence. But that's okay. That'll still work just fine. We have properly answered this item. Not only do we have our work right here, we've got our formula, we've got our work, but then this explanation is crystal clear and leaves no doubt that we understand how to do this. By writing this, you reinforce your understanding, you strengthen your understanding, and you prepare to help anybody else who might need it. All right, we'll go ahead and stop here, so hopefully this a lot of writing, but at least time-wise isn't too long. Please make sure you bring this to class. If you have any other questions, bring those too, and I will see you folks next time. Thanks, everybody.